My husband only wants to hook up to have a baby.
That's an interesting reason.
Well, I, female 26, have recently gotten married to my husband, Edward, male 26, 2 months ago. We both attended the same church ever since we were born. Wow. And I started to like him over the years. At 20 years old, we started gradually talking to each other and got engaged by 24. By the way, this comes from Normal Bottle 641, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So my husband is very religious and never misses a service. I too am religious, but not as much as him. Put an ICU in the chat if you see where this is going. We both respect the other's choice, and it's not really an issue between us. However, when we were dating and engaged, he didn't come near me in any way. He looked like,
Riley.
Put yourself, Riley, that. I must ensure that I am not touched
touch you
by the female touch.
It's too much.
Hazmat. See, he's adding commentary even when he can't talk. That's how good he is.
It's called physical comedy.
Ooh! Ain't that the truth? Now, for example, we rarely held hands. That's Satan. He never hugged nor kissed me on the cheeks, even though it's a form of greeting that's very used in our culture.
Interesting. So like casual forms of intimacy are very common in their culture. And even then he's like, no.
Sophia, you think just because I'm engaged to a woman, I hug her?
I only hug women I'm not engaged to. That's it. Once I'm in a romantic relationship with them, no hugging, no kissing, no hand holding, 6 feet apart, just like God intended.
And it bothered me a bit. You could say that. But I think he was doing it out of respect. The roller coaster was our wedding night. Now, during the ceremony, we danced for the first time. We held hands, and when we got to our hotel, we hugged, and he kissed me for the first time on my lips.
On your lips? Dang.
Stay away, heathen!
Ye sloot.
Be gone!
Ye sloots! Ye old
You
sloots!
kissed on the lips? Gross.
On your wedding night. Now, it wasn't like making out or anything. It was just a peck.
Literally, I'm imagining like, ha, and then he runs away.
That's it. Nothing else. We didn't do anything more. Not even cuddle. We just showered and went to sleep because we were extremely exhausted.
I'm just imagining he's like, whoa, I'm tired from that. But I'm assuming they're tired from the wedding night, but I am also just imagining him being like, that was a lot. That kiss, wow, really took it out of me. Oh, I'm so sleepy.
Yeah.
Shh. I hope she thinks I'm asleep.
Can I just drop a real quick conspiracy theory?
Is it the one that's been in the chat?
I have not seen the one in the chat, so I'm going to say it with one word and see if that is what chat was saying.
I think you might be right.
Gay?
Gay!
Gay! Gay! Gay!
That's right, Riley.
That's right, Riley 3.0.
So right when I was about to fall asleep, while we were talking, he told me that he won't do anything unless it is to conceive kids.
Dude, this is like freaking, what's it called? House of the Dragon. Like when because she marries her cousin who's gay.
Right.
And then they're like not having spicy sleep.
But at least they have their own, they had an agreement. Like,
They had
we
an
have our own
agreement.
mistresses,
Yeah.
you know, we each got a boo.
We got a boo-tang.
But this guy's just like,
No.
nothing.
Only copulation for kids.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, Riley. In the good book, it says if you're married, intimacy doesn't have to only be for children bearing. Or is that a thumbs down? It's a thumbs up.
I like sex.
It's a thumbs up.
Yeah.
So
I think if he's not gay and he's just truly so religious that he thinks it's like sinful I think that point it's like what is his religion or like what is like wherever he's going specifically teaching him that spicy sleep is just never okay. Like that's too far. Unless you're a priest, I suppose. Unless you've taken a vow of chastity, thinking that you can never have spicy sleep even when you're married. Someone's been teaching you the wrong stuff.
You gotta lock it up. What did Riley say?
Again, unless you've taken a vow of chastity.
Yeah, I mean, like,
unless you're a priest or a nun or some other religious figure that has said, I'm not gonna have spicy sleep, which it doesn't seem like he is. I feel like
So he told me he wouldn't do anything unless it is to conceive kids. I wasn't sure what to say, so I just remained silent and dozed off. This literally crushed my expectations. Of course, I understand that he doesn't want to do anything, but really? Not until we decide to have kids, which is a minimum of 2 years away?
Also, I will actually posit another one. He could just be like asexual. Or this is like he could be asexual or aromantic. In which case he should have also been informing OP that, of course.
I wonder if he's like, if that is the case, if he even accepts or even understands.
Oh yeah, Casey Roberts says that too.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. I love my husband with all my heart, and I would never leave him as he is the best and most respectful human being I have ever met and an amazing person overall. But I can't seem to accept this. Ever since I was a teen, I have been addicted to Wattpad and spicy stories. So, of course, I've always dreamt of my wedding night.
Stop. Oh, my God.
Dude. I didn't really want to keep my expectations really high because I knew that it would most likely not come to reality, but I never thought that this could happen. I was disappointed for the rest of our honeymoon, which lasted a week. I know it's my fault for not talking to him about it. That is incorrect. It is his fault for not informing you, right?
Yeah,
crazy?
absolutely.
But I was really afraid of doing so. You see, in our culture, it's not appropriate for a woman to talk about these things nor initiate intimacy. Plus, Edward is religious, like I said, so I was afraid of him judging me if I did anything that he would consider unholy or whatever.
Well, it sounds like he's the holiest guy around, so he probably would.
Yeah. And if we can't, the whole point of authentically communicating is you put your whole self as you are to the other person. And if there's a misalignment, then there's a misalignment.
I also, if you guys are both religious, there is a chance. I don't know if this is like still a thing, but you know how in like some cultures and also just historically, the only way to authenticate a marriage was to like have spicy sleep on the first night. That was like, or like to have spicy sleep, consummate it. So if you haven't done that, maybe there's a way to annul it. If it's like super religious. You know?
That's a good question. Yeah, what country is this in? Is that part of the...
I don't know if that's like a part of it.
This is a question. Let's find out. I even tried to seduce him for the past couple of months, but he wouldn't look at me. Not in a mean way, but he would just laugh it off and give me a peck or something like that.
He's either gay or asexual.
Oh, boy.
Asexual or, not attracted to you in that way.
Low-key, though. It's really starting to bug me because I have a somewhat high drive and really want to do things with him. I can't help it.
Just reading all those Wattpad stories, man.
Yeah, right. Close the laptop.
Yeah.
I don't really know what's the reason behind this, and I don't know how to address the subject with him. Once more, I will not even consider leaving him, so please, all advice will be appreciated. There is an update and a lot more to the story.
Ooh, okay.
Well, let's talk.
Well, okay. If you're not considering leaving him at this time, the first step is to go to him and say, hey, like, why don't you want to have spicy sleep with me? What is holding you back? Is it because you think it's religious, something religious? And then, talk about that and tell him like there's nothing in any religion that I know of that says if you're married, you can't sleep together. Second one, is he not attracted to you? Because then that's an issue in the marriage. Because that kind of encompasses, asexuality, being gay. That's like that you can kind of go and then talk about why he's not attracted to you. But those are like the two things that you got to talk about.
Yeah. And like, just to be clear, someone not wanting to be intimate is totally fine.
Yes.
Someone wanting to be intimate is totally fine. The issue is when there is some sort of expectation set. He did say like, oh, I want to wait till marriage.
Yes.
And then on the wedding night, he's like, hey, I want to wait till having kids. That is where problem has arisen. And it's like, I don't know, for me, if someone's like, oh, I don't want my partner to think I'm unholy or anything. I don't know. It's just like you should, at a bare minimum, have a grounds for communicating openly to figure out where the other person.
Absolutely. Though, of course, it is difficult when, like you have cultural expectations that say you can't talk about this. You have to behave a certain way. But yeah, those are my suggestions if you don't want to leave them, though you guys just might not be aligned. And that's not your fault because he didn't communicate with you.
I want to poll. Will they stay together or not? That's too long for a poll. But stay together or not?
Yeah.
And this is asking not if they should stay together, but will they? We're on some predictive type vibes.
Mm-hmm. You're placing bets right now.
We're placing bets. I have a fear she might stay.
Yeah.
I have a fear.
I think so too.
But I'm curious what chat says. Duchess Cassandra says he totally trapped her in a physically spicy-free marriage.
Yeah, and she has different wants and desires, which he's totally allowed to not want to ever have spicy sleep.
100%.
That is his right. Or to have, if he is, attracted to men, totally his right to want to have that. Not okay to kind of bring someone to a marriage under false pretenses.
Bingo. And that's the thing. But we have an update, ladies and gentlemen. Hi. Long story short, for the people who didn't want to read a whole story, it turned out that my husband was embarrassed of himself and thought that it wasn't normal to feel aroused.
Yay, wait, it was the first option.
It was
religion. Sometimes you are growing up in a very religious, kind of community, and they don't teach you about spicy health.
There it is.
And that seems like that was the problem.
I had spicy health education. Abstinence.
Yeah, that was mine.
The good Lord.
The good Lord says, don't do it. The good Lord says, if you do it, you get STDs. And that was the only education I got.
Look at that. All three of us in the room. So after posting yesterday, I was literally bombarded by hundreds of comments suggesting that Edward might be homo spicy. Love her censoring. I don't know how that happened. And using me to cover for his spicy related preferences. I wasn't ready at all for such a possibility, and it had never crossed my mind, actually. Compared to the other people from our community, we are one of the few who aren't closet guardians. And we previously discussed our spicy preferences before. Okay, so it seems like they're not like super homophobic.
No.
Which
doesn't seem like they're at all.
Great. I don't want to really get into this topic, but Edward was really honest with me at the time that he is straight and that he just can't picture himself being with a man, religious or not. Besides, we both have online jobs, so we are together literally the whole time and have mutual friends, so I would have quickly noticed any suspicious behavior. Today, I decided to confront him like many of you suggested. I had been repeating continuously my script in my head and went for it. We were both chilling after having some lunch, so I asked him if he wanted to talk about spicy sleep and intimacy. He said yes and was curious about what was bothering me. I was direct and simply asked him why he won't do anything with me unless it is for kids. Edward got genuinely surprised and confused by my question. At the moment, I just wanted to disappear from the universe and evaporate. Because of the embarrassment, I am not physically able to recall how the conversation went exactly, but it turned out that he thought that it wasn't normal to feel aroused around me, nor to have spicy sleep unless for procreation. So in Edward's head, it was literally like, I
am wrong for having these feelings.
Right, for not being aroused around you.
No.
Or
he is aroused.
And
he's like, I'm wrong for this. I should not be having these feelings.
Right.
That's what it seems like.
Okay, I think I was misinterpreting it earlier.
That's
that
how
he was asexual, but
no,
it's like
he's like, I'm having these feelings. I shouldn't be having these feelings, so I'm gonna put a lid on it. Yeah.
Repress. Ooh. Okay. Well, here we're getting somewhere.
Duchess Cassandra says, "Hooray for communication!"
Yes.
Huzzah!
Yes, guys. This. Is the thing.
Yeah. I mean, look at all the assumptions that we made, which is, our job. We're supposed to be making assumptions.
Indeed.
But
banter.
Then look at what happens when you have the communication. When you're ever in a relationship with someone, in any sort of relationship, not just romantic, and you have all these assumptions going on in your head of what could be going on, put a little pause on those. Go talk to them first before you act on your assumptions. Never act on assumptions.
You know what they say about when you assume?
Yeah, I do.
It doesn't work. So try talking.
Try talking, man.
That's what they say. So I felt really bad for him. Apparently, that's what he grew up thinking, and that's what his friends and environment he grew up in mistreated him into believing. I cannot imagine that they did this to him. I'm sure it was to make fun of him and mess around, which led to completely messing up his view on spicy related matters and his desires. And there's no way that they also believe in this themselves. Interesting. So it's almost like it was like they almost mocked it into him versus it being like the actual
doctrine,
which is almost like even way more effed up.
Oh no, it's super effed up. They're like, this is going to be funny. That's crazy. But I do know this is how you fix it. You both read Wattpad together, except not Wattpad. You read AO3 because Wattpad is bad.
Oh, it's no good?
Wattpad sucks. Wattpad is the gateway drug to fan fiction. AO3 is a glass of wine.
Oh, it's the elevated form.
Yes.
I learned that today.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this conversation went on for a couple of hours. I realized that it must have been very hard on him to talk about this specific topic, so we had a rest from the subject and we took a nap. They always go to sleep after.
They're like, okay, that was tough. I'm going to bed.
Hey, shout out for self-care, I
Yeah.
guess. Now, after the nap, he apologized for not talking about this with me beforehand. We discussed many other things, and the fact that he never displayed any affection before our wedding was due to his beliefs. And don't worry, we also talked about our wedding night. He got aroused every time he came near me, so he felt extremely ashamed of showing it or acting on it and thought I was just teasing him. Oh,
Rough.
he also didn't want to do something that could be considered bad according to what they fed his mind with. Not gonna lie, I expressed to him my resentment and the way he never asked for my opinion on this matter.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He apologized again and said that he was afraid of what my reaction would be if he expressed himself. We tried to sort things out and we promised to start working on physical touch. Ooh. Edward said that he would never do anything that could make me feel down ever again and that he will always be ready to answer all of my questions. This realization was really like a epiphany across the face for him. So I suggested going to therapy. He immediately agreed tomorrow and we will look for a therapist.
Yay.
Let's go.
That's great. Unlearn all of those terrible things that you were taught.
We need to unplug the wires in the brain now and replug the wires into the good places.
Yeah. Just a little rewiring.
Little rewiring. Now, going on Reddit wasn't really the best idea, but it really gave me a push. Having this conversation was definitely something that we should have done sooner, way back when we were engaged. Also, to everyone telling me to leave, just because the problem was about intimacy doesn't mean I would leave him. Of course, if this took another turn and if I found out that he was cheating on me or lying, I would have immediately divorced him without looking back. I know that intimacy is very important to couples and healthy relationships, but if Edward is not comfortable and has issues with this matter, I have no choice but to understand him. He has always been there for me and always showed me his love and support, just not through physical ways, so the least I could do is understand him and respect his boundaries. Until we talk everything out, I will not pressure him to do anything and would rather do it step by step. In the end, we cried together and laughed about ourselves. Then he made some snacks that we had while watching our favorite TV series. Now Edward is sleeping right next to me, closer than usual.
Whoa. Whoa. Closer than usual. Are you guys like almost touching?
Oh.
Ooh.
Are you maybe holding fingers?
Ooh.
Oh my.
It's too much.
It's too. We need to bring this Cajun spice down to salt.
Yeah.
A little too spicy.
Let's put some flour in here.
Put some flour in there. Some vanilla.
Mmm.
I feel happy about it, even though it's not much, but it's definitely considered improvement.
I think that's a lot.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, like he's
Edward?
not going to change immediately, you know? Still has all of that stuff ingrained in him.
This is true. I also feel much better than yesterday. There are still many things that we need to discuss and so many more steps to take. I think I might update our situation later, but right now I would like to thank all the kind comments and nice people who tried to reach out and cheer me up. So,
Aw.
yeah.
Yay.
Looking pretty good. Riley, where did our poll end up? I'm curious what the people were thinking.
Wow. People hate love.
78% said divorce.
And look how silly you guys look. Look how silly.
It wasn't
you all
even
lost.
our leading theories. It
Yeah.
wasn't even our leading theories.
It wasn't any of it. Well, you know what? I did say it.
I think,
That was one of my options.
think
I
you
said
said
maybe it's just a religious thing and he
think-
like has been misinformed. So it was one of my theories. But this is great. You guys had a conversation. You communicated. I think just know, like, you know, it's going to take probably a minute for him to adjust to this. This is not just going to be like, oh, I can do this. Now we're going to have spicy sleep all the time. Like, he still has those thoughts and feelings of shame ingrained.
That's true.
They don't just disappear.
Yeah.
Even when you realize, like, even when you know in your mind, it's hard to overcome religious guilt.
Yeah. You might not go straight to boinking 10,000 times per day.
Yeah.
But could we do something more reasonable? Like 5,000?
Well,
1,000?
maybe even a kiss for longer than a second. We'll start
Wasn't a bad-
slow.
I have to say, it seems like they are well on the path to resolving said problems.
I agree.
I do have to give it up to them. We do not always see that.
No, we do not.
Especially with the like super religious background. I think they were able to go, it's not outside of that religious confines, but within their beliefs or their religious culture, I think I should say, they were able to kind of come to an understanding and not let that stop actual communication and stuff, which is happens sometimes. Sometimes.
Good job, OP.
Good job, OP. Seriously, this is pretty good stuff here. But we have a second update.
No, I hope it stays good.
Here we go. Oh, real quick, Bubbles Marie says, lol, the religion I was raised in taught that any kind of spicy sleep was bad unless you're married. There's several articles / chapters dedicated to not spicy touching yourself and how you can, you know, there you go. So that's
the religion I was raised in.
Yep. And that's what makes it hard for people like OP and Edward, you know, in their situation, but they did it.
Yeah. And there's so much culture around not talking about it at all. So it's so hard to like actually communicate it communicate your feelings because you're like, I can't talk about them.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
Take me away, officer. Let's get into update number 2. So, like I mentioned in my last update, we started looking for a therapist and found some sort of center a couple of days later. Basically, they're like a group of therapists specialized in different types of issues. So once we explained our situation, they assigned us to a couples therapist. She was actually very understanding of our situation, and we've had a few sessions with her, which are very eye-opening.
Nice.
She navigated us through our emotions and basically was more like a consultant than a therapist. That's what we want. As for my husband, he was assigned to another therapist and has sessions with him twice a week. It's not just because of our issue, but they found out that my husband has some deep childhood traumas that he needs to work on.
Well, I could have told you that. That one was pretty obvious.
Yep.
Sorry.
This journey will take him a couple of months, apparently. Could be longer.
Also told you that.
Yeah.
and
this is something that he definitely needs, so he's totally ready for it.
Dude, I told you all of that for free.
Hey, Nostradamus, can you tone it down a little bit?
Literally could have come to me, wouldn't even need to pay for a therapist.
Sophia, why don't you just be wrong once?
Can't.
Can you just be wrong a single time?
I can't do it. Not today.
Stop predicting with 100% accuracy right now. Anyways, as for our intimate life, our therapist advised us to show each other more affection before taking things slowly and watching educational videos as references. Educational.
Dude, and maybe reading educational books.
Literature. So for a week, we tried showering each other with random hugs, kisses, cuddles, and this was really addicting. For Edward, it was really something new, but now he won't stop with the back hugs. And it's very comforting. This is actually so adorable. Then I started teasing him to take things to another level, like the therapist said. Edward is still trying to build up the courage to do so. After a while, we made out for the first time.
Ooh, but you napped right after.
Right? Also, why is this starting to feel like the Wattpad stories?
Yeah, it is. This is.
Oh, God. It felt super great. And from there, we started getting touchy. We did this for like 2 weeks and got freakier each day.
Okay.
7 days a week.
Simmer down. Simmer down.
Oh, certified freak 7 days a week. The videos were really helpful. We also took our first shower together and played around.
Okay, OP, it's getting too hot.
Riley, please search up what you purchased on Amazon recently.
What?
To reference later. Pull it up. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like slapping the table. All these little achievements really made me so happy. And for the big thing, we finally made love 2 days ago.
Congratulations. That's really exciting. Thank you for telling us. Appreciate it.
Woo! I feel like at this point you need to get like a little cake or something.
Yeah, like we just had spicy sleep.
Woo!
She's like calling, she's calling everyone she knows. Well, maybe her friends, not her parents. She's like, guys, you won't believe what just happened.
Guess what?
Me and my husband just slept together.
Uh-oh. It was very great, and we took it slowly, but we both really enjoyed it. It felt like a different level of closeness, and I'm very proud of my husband for finally taking this step without feeling bad or guilty about it. Yay! Laura Hot says, oh, I need details. Laura, chill.
Whoa, go on AO3.
Yeah, this is okay story time.
This is okay story time. This is an AO3.
Not okay spicy time.
This is what you got to do, Laura. You're not on me, Riley. giving advice, Laura. You gotta go to the AO3 and you're gonna search up whoever you want, and then you're gonna change it to explicit.
Oh no!
And there you go.
Devious
Be free.
instructions over here.
Oh, it's okay.
The double-headed shower. That's what Riley got for his new roommate, Alex, the man.
Yeah.
He identifies as male. I said it. Okay.
I said it.
Sorry if I crossed the line. That's what I do. Anywho, so not only that, but we also went on some dates as a change of routine and tried new restaurants, which I really love. Edward surprised me with my dream restaurant and we had a blast.
Yay.
By the way, you can listen to full, sweet and cute and wholesome stories just like this. If you go to Spotify, Apple, or iHeart, just search OK Storytime and you have 2,500 episodes to binge. And by the way, if you binge them, you can tell me and I will congratulate you, or I will grill you, because we have 2,500 episodes and that's a lot of content to listen to. So I'm very skeptical.
We should do a quiz. We should make a quiz.
We should make a quiz.
Only the best of the best can win.
And you get a little award. You know?
Yeah.
We'll
think of an award.
I couldn't think of a good one off the top of my head. But we are almost at the end of the story here, but I would be remiss if I didn't pass the proverbial mic over to my good co-host, Sophia. How are we feeling at this point in time?
I'm feeling great. This is very like first love, like very, juvenile excitement over like all of this newness.
Yeah.
And that is really lovely to watch because they talked about it and they figured it out and they're doing the work to with like a therapist and stuff to overcome these feelings of guilt and shame that are so a part of their life and culture and stuff, or like growing up.
Yeah.
And that's great. I love that. It seems like you guys have a very strong foundation of love that you're clearly building upon.
Yeah.
And great job.
Absolutely. Like this is flawless execution.
Yeah.
Well, boys and girls, let's see the finale.
Let's see it.
Of this super sweet story. Opie says, our communication is 10 times better than before, and it really feels like the wall that was standing between us is completely gone.
Yay!
That is fantastic. Yeah, it seems like you tackled like the scariest thing.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, everything's easy. And
everything's easy.
Beautiful.
You overcame that little bump in the road.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
There are still many things that we haven't tried, so we're really excited. I also told him about my smut obsession yesterday, and he asked me to give him a list of fanfics.
Stop! I said that! I can't stop being right! I literally said that!
Stop it.
I'm too good at
Stop
this. Dude, he's about to be reading like Dramini fanfics. Stop.
Sophia.
Manacled. And I only know that. I haven't read it. I only know that because my friend loves Dramini fanfics.
Sophia's friend has a suggestion for you.
I swear. I hate Dramini. I'm anti-Dramini. It's not me.
So I gave him a list of fanfics that I really like, so that way he could make them happen in real life. That was really so awesome. I still can't get over this. Haha.
OP's like more excited about getting her husband to read fanfics than she is about anything else.
Yup.
And I love that.
Yup. And lastly, since our honeymoon wasn't really a honeymoon, we were thinking of going on one this Christmas maybe, so I can't wait. By the way, to all the comments that suggested using toys, we talked about it, but the therapist said that this could be too early and that Edward might get addicted if we use them during our firsts. So I guess we will wait.
Sick.
I have literally one and only one suggestion to their perfect execution. This isn't even really this is bonus points. Like they've already got a 10 out of 10 perfect scorecard, but maybe if they got a spicy sleep therapist specifically.
Yeah.
Because it from the context clues, it seemed like this was not a spicy sleep specialized therapist.
Yeah.
Then they could maybe have someone who could has just a little more expertise.
I agree.
And that, but again, this is bonus points. Like we've really kind of knocked it out of the park on this.
Yeah,
one,
you guys are doing it, man.
This might be from just the stories I can recall in my brain right at this red hot second. One of the, if not the best example of communication actually fully happening.
I agree. You have a very serious problem that everyone was like, there's no way you're going to fix this. And then we had a conversation and we went to therapy and we fixed it.
Wow.
Would you look at that?
Would you look at that?
Would you look at that? But that is the end of that story.
It's over.
Shock.
It's over.
Horror.
But this
But-
episode's not over.
Oh no.
I freaking got you, maybe.
Oh no.
Because
we maybe got you.
Got another story coming.
I sure do.
Right up.
My friends tolerated my husband's affair.
No tolerance allowed here.
I, 26 female, have been married to my husband, Dylan, 26 male, for 3 years. We got together when we were 17, but we've known each other since the 4th grade. Wow. I love my husband. He's the total package, funny, sweet, smart, and attractive. He's made my life amazing, and he's who I fully intended on spending the rest of my life with. By the way, this comes from Alternative Sync 483. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, we attended all the same schools from the time we met up until college. In that time, we both made our own friend groups. He's been more connected with his friends than I have, and because of that, I've become a part of the group as well. I'd like to think. In that time, I've been at around 50% of their group hangouts, mostly because of my job, but sometimes I'm just straight up not invited. I didn't question any of this because, hey, they're his friends. He doesn't see them nearly as often as he sees me. It's not my business. My husband met his best friend, Caro, 27 male, long before he met me. I knew almost nothing about Caro up until recently. He wasn't at our wedding, nor did he attend any of the same schools as us. And I was under the impression he wasn't friends with anyone in our group. I thought all of this was because of his line of work. As I was told, he traveled a lot. Last year, me and my husband went to a barbecue hosted by another couple in the group. Caro was there. I didn't recognize him at first, but when I realized who he was, I was honestly kind of shocked. I'd seen him in person before, but he always kept a very good distance from me, which I'm realizing now was intentional. Anyways, he's totally stunning. He looks like he could be a supermodel.
He's attractive. Too attractive.
Oh no, he's hot.
I think OP's husband is maybe doing some stuff with Caro.
Maybe our theory in the first story is the theory for the second story.
We just saw too far ahead. And this man might be bi or gay. When I attempted to make conversation with him, he seemed really nervous and totally shut me down after a few sentences. When I mentioned this behavior to anyone else, they also shut me down, saying things like, "That's just how he is." Or maybe you said something that offended him. Or maybe you married the guy that he likes. In short, no one would tell me anything about Caro at all. Any conversation that involved him was a no-go. At the end of the night, I tried talking to Dylan about his behavior. He told me Caro didn't like me.
Oh.
Straight up.
Okay.
I was confused because I'd hardly seen him in person at all, let alone actually talk to him. The excuse my husband gave was that he disliked me because I cheated on my husband once in college, and Caro was too stubborn to let it go. Wait, I'm sorry. Whoa, did you?
There was little quotes around cheated, so I'm...
Did you cheat on your husband? Why did you put quotes around that?
I hope we get some details. I'm wondering if it's a thing of like they were on a informed each other. She informed Obi, whatever, that they were on a break, and then she saw someone, and then they got back together.
OP literally doesn't address that at all. Okay.
Well, we can only assume that there is actual cheating because that's all it says. Cheated. Although there's some quotes.
I've seen Caro less than a dozen times since then, mostly at birthday parties, huge get-togethers, and on one occasion he came to our house to watch a football game with my husband and a few of their other buddies. Anyways, a few weeks ago, my husband went fishing with his cousin. Sorry.
Also in
went
quotes.
fishing with his cousin.
What's up with all these quotes?
What do these quotes mean? That same night, I had some of the girls in our friend group over for a girls' night type thing. Lily, 24 female, was scrolling through some social media. I was glancing over her shoulder when I saw a selfie of Dylan and Caro sitting next to each other in a hot tub. The selfie had been posted maybe 30 minutes ago. I asked Lily about what I had seen and she went pale. She tried saying, "Nothing," but I snatched the phone from her and went to the profile that posted the photo. The profile belonged to my husband. It was a private profile, and scrolling through the photos, most of them were dirty jokes or memes, but the rest of them were photos of him and Caro. How stupid do you have to be to document your cheating online?
This is a new level that we have not seen before.
Wow, he's dumb.
He has a whole Finsta dedicated
to his cheating.
It seems like the cheating and then maybe...
And also dirty memes.
Yeah, like maybe like things that are out of character for what his partner thinks about him, which is like...
Yeah.
Why not just be who you are? And
it's like the Spider-Man cave man meme like that. And then the caption is, when your wife asks you who you're fishing with and you say your cousin.
This is my cousin.
Either they were hanging out alone or with the rest of the group, minus me. Most of the photos, they seemed way too close, too touchy, or doing things that seemed too personal or intimate for friends to be doing. I spent a good 10 minutes looking before I couldn't take it anymore. I was horrified. All of the photos were dated to nights my husband told me he was working late, hanging out with this relative or that, times that he told me he was doing something else, and obviously, hangouts I wasn't invited to. Lily just sat there looking dumb. She didn't say anything, but all the girls were looking at us like a bomb had just gone off. They clearly knew what I had seen, and their reactions were enough to confirm exactly what I was afraid of. I was livid. I started yelling. Lily was crying, and the rest of the girls were freaking out. When I started to calm down and demanded that they explain what was going on, Lily told me everything. Dylan and Caro had been sleeping together and very essentially dating. I mean, they have a Finsta together behind my back since before we even got married. They got together during a 1-month break me and Dylan had during college. They stuck together ever since, which I'm wondering if that is when the supposed cheating happened.
That's what I would guess, but we don't have
Don't know. We don't
the
have proof.
narrator's confirmation.
Yeah, they knew, and none of them told me until I found out the hard way. Caro wasn't at our wedding because he felt guilty. He avoided me like the effing plague because he felt guilty. They arranged group meetups in a group chat I wasn't in because they all liked Caro enough to spare his feelings. Even the guys in the group felt the same way about him, apparently. Caro was never as distant as I thought he was. He was just being hidden. Dylan was hiding him from me because he didn't want me to find out they were together. By the end of it, half of us were sobbing and everyone who wasn't was apologizing to me. I would literally drop all of them. I would literally leave my husband and all of them behind.
What are these people not, Sophia?
Friends. I was so angry. I made them swear they wouldn't say anything to Dylan or anyone else. I punted them all out and cried myself to sleep. I was basically in denial like it was some kind of effing prank. My husband didn't come home until the next morning. He told me all about the supposed fishing trip he went on.
Oh, here we go.
I didn't say anything about what I knew. I guess he could tell something was wrong because he kept asking me what was wrong all day, every 5 effing minutes. Eventually, I just told him I'd been in an argument with my sister. By the end of the week, I was totally numb. Last night, while my husband was handing out candy to kids, I saw a notification pop up on his phone. Since I knew his password, I opened it. It was a text from Caro. I looked through the conversations they'd had. It confirmed everything. It was devastating. Dylan texted Caro the exact same way he texted me. He told Caro he loved him. Every sweet thing he said to me had been said in his conversations with Caro. I was hardly mentioned. I put his phone back before he noticed. Dylan is at work now. I don't know what to do. I could never imagine myself leaving Dylan because he's such a loving partner and a good man. No, he is not. Those are bad man, bad partner things.
It's why is it always they're like, they're
such a
so
good
sweet
partner.
and amazing and perfect, except for the horrible everything
yeah,
about
except
them.
for when he cheated on you, your whole relationship. Your whole relationship.
Come on.
You guys are 26. You married 3 years ago. He started cheating on you in college.
Good math. Over 3 years of this?
Even more.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if this happened, like, let's say they were 20, 21, 5, 6 years of cheating.
Everyone in the friend
Everyone
circle hid
knew.
it for that long.
Everyone.
Every
I would
single
never
person.
forgive them.
Oh.
I would never forgive them.
Oh my God.
What a betrayal. But I can't see myself winning in a competition against Caro if that's what it comes down to. I can't even make myself be disgusted or angered by Dylan. I love him too much. I'm not even upset with Caro, but I'm so hurt. I don't want to risk losing my husband and I don't want to share him. I mean, you've lost him. He's cheated on you for 6 years. That you don't have him.
But does OP know that? Are we going to go down the how do I, win him back street when we should be going down the you have done the unthinkable street?
That's what it feels like.
Goodbye.
And also, Amy Lynn says not only is he cheating on you, but he's treating Caro horribly too. Caro is obviously in love with him. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. He's cheating on you, lying to you, having everyone around him lie to you. And then also he's hiding Caro and forcing Caro to hide, which Caro is just as, is absolutely as culpable in this.
Yes.
But like, this is just horrible.
Conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
I wonder if Caro was like, I want to be real. I want to have all these things. Like, I want to be, I want to show the world. And he's like, okay, I'll make an Instagram on private.
Yeah, I'll make
give
this
you a little,
Finsta.
I'll give you a little bit. It's like a Ponzi scheme. So it all
Yeah.
comes crashing down on your nasty face.
Exactly. I called Lily and my sister this morning and told them about what I had found. They both asked what I'm going to do, and I had nothing to say. I don't know what to do at all. And folks, there is an update. But what does OP do?
It seems that OP is in the headspace, and we see this in our stories. When people initially get the bombshell, they're like, oh, like, how do I fix things? Like, what do I do? How do I da-da-da-da-da? And it's like, no, this person has totally eviscerated your trust and done a horrible, unthinkable thing. And clearly shows no guilt because they've done it for at least 3 years.
Yeah.
At least 3 years minimum, probably way more. So I think you go and it's like, hey, again, like divorce. You can go to counseling, but I don't know. To me, it is the length and years that he's done it. It is the fact that he got all the friends to hide it, that he clearly had no sign or no guilt or no remorse. Like that, if, this is also obviously horrible, but if someone cheated on their partner and then they were immediately like, you know what? I made the biggest mistake of my life. I got to own up to it. I got to do those things. At least there's like remorse. At least there's like something to work with, and they're showing that they have that honesty, integrity, and other things that could potentially help the relationship. But this guy has none of those.
Nothing. Yeah, 100% agree.
Man's
like
pulling they're pulling a Hannah Montana.
Best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds. Yeah.
Yep.
But you can't have the best of both worlds.
There isn't a limo out front.
Ooh.
Oh, whoa.
No Mitchell Musso. Okay. I'm going to take my leg tassels and do some of that to you.
Watch out, folks. He's taking his leg tassels to you.
He's lifting off.
Oh,
He's
boy.
flying.
Whoa, he's a helicopter.
It's a no-fly
Dual
zone.
propellers.
Whoa. Where'd he go? Oh, there he goes. Anyway, there's an update. Dylan came home last night around 10. I had a whole speech prepared to confront him with, but I could only end up saying, I know about you and Kara. I'll spare the details of the conversation because it's still raw, but he left around midnight. He only took a few of his things. I haven't spoken to him since, aside from him telling me he was coming to get more of his things. And after our conversation, I've decided to go through with divorce. I've collected all the necessary information, and I'll be getting in touch with a lawyer shortly. And there is a second update. But yeah, OP has made the correct decision to leave him.
I was worried.
Yeah. There was really no other. This wasn't a one-time thing. This wasn't a, drunk, or like under the influence mistake. This was, which all would be very valid for you to leave him for.
Yep, 100%.
This was 6 years of informed cheating that everyone around you knew about and let happen.
Yep.
Update 2. I'm leaving Dylan. No, I did not actually cheat on him. Yay! Thank you.
We're now going to get the details.
It was a huge misunderstanding between the two of us that led him to believe and tell people that I cheated. I don't even know if what he told me about Caro's dislike for me is or was true. No, I'm not going to sue him for everything he has. Wait, tell us more about the cheating. You didn't tell us a lot. I will no longer be speaking to anyone from that group. Good. I may have been naive, but I'm not stupid. No, I still do not know why they chose to betray me like that, and I don't intend on finding out. Yes, while his parents were accepting of LGBTQ, I don't think they would have been okay with Dylan marrying a man. From here on out, I doubt I will have anything to say. That is all. Thank you. Also, I have never watched Brokeback Mountain, but the jokes about it did make me chuckle. And folks, there's another update.
Oh.
I think this is the last update.
Oh, wow. What more could transpire that has not already transpired?
Yeah, I know. Where else can this go? Hopefully somewhere good where OP's like, I've improved myself. I've gone to therapy and now I'm married to a wonderful person. And we have a mansion and a limo out front. Oh.
That's what I want to see. OP deserves the best of both worlds.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
But not in a cheating way. Just in like a Hannah Montana kind of way. About 8 months ago, I posted here seeking a release from an ugly, brutal situation involving my cheating, now ex-husband. I've been working really hard on getting better for myself, and since then I've done okay. Until a week and a half ago. No!
And that's why there's another update, ladies and gentlemen. That's why there's another update.
10 days ago, I heard from one too many distant mutual friends that Caro left Dylan. It makes me so happy to hear that he got what he deserved. The man he had to have left him. Unfortunately, Caro hasn't received his end of the karma and is still just as effing perfect as the day I found out he was having an affair with my husband.
Dang it.
By the way, it would be perfect if you listened to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left to the story. Is OP only upset because Caro's just still kind of perfect? She's like, it was fine until 10 days ago when I found out Caro was so perfect.
You know, sometimes people are hot, evil, and get away with it. And that is a frustrating experience.
It is frustrating, but life is not fair. And sometimes evil, hot people get ahead in the world. That is a lot of the celebrities, honestly. That's kind of their whole thing, being evil and hot.
That's it.
And it sucks.
Kaylee says his karma will come eventually.
Yeah. Eventually.
I hope that's not the name of Caro's new boo.
Oh, I thought it he releases a new album. His first album. It's called Karma.
Caro's karma.
Caro's Karma.
Oh God.
Or that, you know what? Actually, that would be a really good perfume. Caro's Karma.
Smells like bad deeds getting justice.
However, I'd be lying if I said I cared or had any ill will towards him. I don't. Just my ex-husband. Heck, if I saw him in a parking lot, I'd sprint over, shake his hand, and tell him I'm glad he delivered my ex-husband his much-deserved karma. I don't know how Dylan is doing now, but I hope he sees how it hurts being betrayed like that. Anyways, you can consider this the end of the line. No more updates. No nothing. All I can and will do from now on is heal. Okay, so everything's fine.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes that's all you can do, and the best. It's always good to heal, grow, and self-care, and especially, my goodness, especially in these scenarios.
Agreed.
That's right.
Agreed.
I refuse to cook fancy meals for my husband.
Only slop.
Eat it. I am the only one who cooks in our house. It's just the four of us, my husband, me, and my daughter, and my little brother. My husband is 27 and I am 25. Wow, it's a big house and young parents. My husband barely knows how to make eggs,
That's embarrassing.
That's horrible.
That's embarrassing.
That is really tough.
Figure it out, dude.
Right? My husband barely knows how to make eggs, even though I've tried to talk to him constantly and learning how to cook. My daughter and brother are still in elementary school, so they only help me cook.
That's embarrassing. Your daughter knows how to cook and your husband doesn't? Dude, figure it out. You're an adult.
Weaponize the confidence. I just broke the egg everywhere. Oh no, I don't know how to use a spatula just like this.
Dude, do you know how easy it is to make hard-boiled eggs?
Yeah.
Boil water. It's in the name. Turn it off. Put egg in for, 10 minutes.
It's hard.
Done.
I got to think about time. I have to go get it.
Time? I have to get an egg?
Then what do I do, Sophia?
No. And then you peel it.
That's
you shove
too
it down
hard.
your
Let me
throat.
just eat the whole egg.
Ow, my fingy.
It's hot.
By the way, this comes from Local Moment 4782, and if you want to submit your own stories, just go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So the responsibility falls on me, and it's honestly exhausting. So I just set up a system in my head. It's easy. For breakfast, it's just something with eggs or cereal. Lunch is some sort of sandwich, a burger, or leftovers. And dinner is the meal I usually plan, but I have like 10 dishes that I repeat. Sometimes I'll go off, especially Sunday, but generally I stay in that because it's easier for me mentally. Well, one day I had just made pasta Alfredo with chicken, and as we were eating, my husband mentioned that it would be nice if I made fancier dishes.
You're going to see how fancy a dish I can make on your face.
Oh.
No, I don't advocate
You know what you get them? Sorry for the plug. Fancy Feast.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, because he's a dog.
Crack open it. It's for cats, right?
Dang
Is
it.
it fancy?
Okay, well, he's a cat.
He's a cat. Meow, meow, meow.
He's an animal.
Yeah.
And
There
he
you go.
deserves animal food.
It works. Dude, just crack it open the can and just like
Here
throw it
you
on the
go.
plate. Oh, that'd be
Enjoy.
great. I asked him what he meant, and he explained he wants me to change things up, add some more meat dishes and variety. Next time we went out shopping and I was putting together ingredients I don't usually buy into the cart. As ingredients started piling up, my husband would get all puffy and upset.
He's in that advertisement for Chef Boyardee. He's like, but I want chef tonight. And then it's like rolling after him.
Yeah, the can just
Yeah.
follows him. Please eat me.
Yeah.
We get to the meat aisle and I start picking out beef, and that's when my husband lost it and started taking things out of the cart, saying that we can't afford my fancy living.
Wait, he wants the fancy food, but we can't afford the fancy living?
Do you want fancy or do you want not fancy? Make up your mind.
I can't keep up.
I blinked at him and tried to explain that he was the one who asked for a variety in different dishes, so I'm buying different ingredients. He rolled his eyes and told me that I'm just being dramatic. I just let him do his thing, taking most of the ingredients out. The next week, I made the same dishes because that's all I had ingredients for. A week passed, and my husband was all pouting that I made fried rice again and that he's sick of chicken.
I'm literally gonna go off on this man.
I said this earlier this week.
Yeah.
This is a classic Mr. Krabs and Mrs. Puff type situation. Oh, I want the fancy meat. Why are you buying the fancy meat? We can't have this. Oh, babe, I want the fancy meat. Can we get the fancy meat?
You literally can't win.
My God. When I pointed out that he had taken all the beef out of our cart, he blew up on me and said that I'm being an a-hole because he doesn't know how to cook.
I didn't know you needed the meat to make the fancy meal. I don't know how to cook.
I'm sorry, I'm not educated on this cooking stuff like you. So, am I the a-hole?
No, divorce him.
Didn't even have time to ask, but there it is, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? The consensus on the story was not the a-hole. Sophia, could you break down for us why OP is not the a-hole?
OP, you're literally cooking this man, this adult man, dinner, and then even was kind enough to listen to his little whines about wanting fancy meals, went to the store with him to pick out his fancy meals. He had the audacity to whine about that and say, we can't afford that. And then you went home and cooked your regular meals. And now he has, again, the audacity to complain, where are the fancy meals? And then yell at you when you say, you took out the ingredients, my guy. Like, no, you're not the a-hole at all. Your husband is incompetent and sucks, and I don't like him.
Very bad.
Yeah.
This is very, very bad. And I wonder, you know what? Conspiracy theory, he's cheating.
Conspiracy
Theory,
honestly, he's cheating. He's getting fancy meals somewhere else, and he's like, I want my wife to make those fancy meals.
And he wants to, he feels like all this guilt inside, so he's like inventing things to be mad at her about.
Yes, exactly.
And then it's
to
like,
blame
oh,
her.
My God, my wife, like, she like doesn't make these fancy meals, but then I like tell her not to buy the fancy ingredients, but then she like doesn't make the fancy meals, and now I'm like mad.
Like she doesn't make the fancy meals appear out of nowhere. I'm divorcing her.
Why can't you just be magic?
Why
can't you cut it in like little triangles and put like smiley faces in my food?
Why can't my chicken nuggies look like dinosaurs? What's up with that?
I want my nuggies.
I want my little nuggies.
Cut off the crust, but keep it on.
I don't like the crust. Why are my peas touching my corn?
Well,
Shut
ladies
up.
and gentlemen, we have some relevant comments. Some notable comments, I should say. So the first one starts, the thing that bothers me is that he complains about something, then he gets angry when you try to do what he wants. Yes, that's the infuriating part. When you point that out, he gets angry at you. It sounds like he just wants to be angry at you. That's so bizarre. Not the a-hole. It's coming from Curly Suit 99. She let him get away with not cooking, and that went to his head, and he got entitled. Next time, OP needs to nip any unfairness like that in the bud right away so it doesn't get this far. He's the father of a child. Not knowing how to cook isn't a thing anymore. If you're a single person, sure, but that excuse no longer applies when you have mouths to feed. From Flonique, pause.
Pause as well. Double pause.
I have been living without parental guidance for 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
Did I decide to just shrivel up and starve?
Nope.
No, I just made meals to consume. Am I a master chef?
No.
Chat, I am not. That is the truth. But I cook for myself, and I don't understand with these people who are expecting their wives or their partners to make the meals. I'm like, were you not making meals to feed yourself before?
That's what I don't understand.
Doing the thing.
I don't understand. And also, for that commenter, I understand what they're saying. I don't think there's any excuse for not knowing how to cook, even when you're single.
Yes.
I don't think there's any excuse. You don't have to be a great chef. You got to know how to cook.
Yeah.
Because it's a basic life skill.
Yes.
Honestly, we should start bringing home ec classes back. Why did we get? I know that some places have that. We didn't have that. I think they should like make home ec classes mandatory, because the amount of people that I meet that don't know how to cook basic things or clean their clothes properly, the amount of boys that I had to teach how to wash their clothes in college, like in freshman year, shocking.
That is bad.
Yeah, that's actually kind of weird.
I know.
Because I had like my roommate didn't know how to do that. I was like, what?
It's crazy.
I didn't realize how widespread this epidemic was.
It's widespread.
I've known some people. There was one guy literally about to get married, 31 years old, never done laundry.
Oh yeah,
again.
you brought this up
Insane.
before, yeah.
Insane. What? Who's doing your laundry?
Mommy.
Mommy? Mommy's coming to college
Literally.
to clean your laundry?
Mamacita?
Mommy?
Biggest
Mom's
red flag ever.
Yeah, no, super big one. Anyway, I'll step off of my little box.
Well, we enjoyed the speech while you were
Thank
there.
you.
So I think this is another comment. I would stop cooking for His Grace, the Duke of Minimum Effort for a while. That's great. I love that. Possibly forever. Just feed yourself and your kids. Your foods aren't good enough, for Sir requireth all. So why bother? Reginald Expectationton III can learn to cook for himself unless he is mentally impaired somehow. Tell him that you are very excited to taste his beef Wellingtons and nicely seared halibuts. Yeah, that was a little bit weird. I absolutely despise people who are about as useful as a handful of dirt, yet act all entitled and crap on people who take care of them. Not the a-hole, not the a-hole, not the a-hole. Okay, here we go. Another comment. Husband of 42 years here with a word for your man. Son, grow up and help with your family. Learn to cook. It ain't difficult to do the basics. Cooking is fun, creative, rewarding, and you just might save your marriage. That and quit being a butt. And then a quick comment from OP. I mean, he's a big boy engineer and he's really smart. I don't think he has a learning disability. He's a mama's boy, and I realized I just kind of allowed this behavior to continue. He's the oldest of 8 boys and his mom is a boy mom type. So I had to teach him how to take care of himself after we got married. And now the last challenge is cooking. And yes, I work part-time from home. I don't mind cooking, honestly, and he does everything else. He does laundry mostly. Okay, at least he does laundry.
At least.
Yeah, but his red flag got so big that it just crossed over into
Well,
that
it's
territory.
not even like, the thing is that I think it's totally fine if you have one partner who does a majority of the cooking and another
Indeed.
partner who does majority of the cleaning or something. That's fine. It's not fine for you to not know how to cook at all.
Yeah.
Like you don't, again, if you have a relationship where someone does different chores and stuff, that's fine. But it's a life skill. It's just a life skill.
You know what? I will be, if I'm the judge in this court,
Yeah.
I would even be so merciful as to say, all right, if you don't know how to and you absolutely hate cooking, okay, but we need to come together and you need to fully do everything.
Yeah.
And that's like, not just do everything and then some of what will make up for it for your partner. So you need to do what is it? The laundry, cleaning the house, like all the thing. What are the things that your partner hates to do that you can absorb and take on? So that way it's at least a equitable exchange.
Yeah. Sure.
I would even allow that, but
I'm not the best cook, so I always say, hey, I'll do the dishes. Simple as that.
and everyone can cook something. It's like, yeah, anyway.
I don't know. And also, for all the people who are like, I don't know how to cook, so I let this person cook. You know how to chop, I bet. Help prep. Ask them what they need help with. I love it. Like, people are always like, hey, how can I help? I'm like, start chopping.
I honestly, I think I don't know how to cook is actually a lie.
I think so too.
It's just a
Cooking
lie.
is not that hard.
Yeah.
It's really, like, genuinely, it's not that hard. It's following directions. If you can follow directions, you'll be okay. Obviously, there are some things that are hard and require a lot of different, like, materials and stuff, like making pasta. If you don't have the thing, that's gonna be hard. Like, fresh pasta is what I meant. Sorry.
Oh.
I didn't add that adjective.
Again,
Wow.
there's-
If you're
there's
making fresh
Sophia with
pasta-
her things.
Yes. Difficult. But, like, making regular pasta, not hard.
You can even crack it in half if you want.
Sure.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
I'll allow it. Listen, I was raised on, I ate cracked spaghetti and milk, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
All the time. Yeah, literally.
What is that?
Spaghetti and orange juice. Yep. Happened all the time.
Wait, you cooked spaghetti with orange juice?
By the way, just to be clear, this wasn't me making the meals. This is simply me receiving as a 8-year-old boy a meal that was prepared for me. I don't do it anymore. I've broken Sophia. You don't like my spaghetti and orange juice combos?
It was in the orange juice?
Wait, no, not in the, it was separately like a plate of spaghetti and then
a glass
separately
of orange. Oh,
a
that's
glass of
so
orange juice
normal.
or a glass of milk.
Oh, why did you say it like that? That's so normal.
Sorry, I thought
oh my
I must have
gosh. I
not
thought you were
explained it
saying
well.
that you were cooking the spaghetti in orange juice.
no.
That's what I thought too.
That's why
what
I
I
was
oh,
so concerned.
Sorry guys, sorry for my
I was like, your
poor,
mother is feeding
explanation.
you pasta.
Or
cooked.
orange spaghetti?
Listen, I was orange
Okay.
through and through.
Guys, everything's fine. John was just drinking a glass of orange juice while eating pasta. That's okay.
I do,
I
no
like orange
joke,
juice.
will plug the sponsor for relevance of the banter. I live about 8 minutes away from the Tropicana factory.
Oh, wow.
Like the whole factory.
No way.
It smells horrible, by the way.
Oh.
It doesn't smell like orange juice because they burned the rinds.
Oh.
Fun fact for you.
That sucks.
Anyways, let's get back to the story. He grew up with a boy mom, and it's been taking me the past 4 years of our relationship to kind of unravel that. We're minimal contact because she berates me for not making him a big lunch and doing his laundry. The relationship is so strange. He's going through therapy right now, and we're on minimal contact with her. She constantly pesters me like it's a competition. His father is an irresponsible man, and his therapist explained that his mother might be subconsciously using my husband as a stand-in. I wouldn't recommend the situation to anyone, but I really do love my husband, so I'm happy to work through this. And it took a bit of talking to him before he confessed that he heard his best friend talk about how they have steak a few times a week. Always the friends and the...
My friends were telling me how they're having steak, and I want steak.
Then make it. Then make it.
Then make it. Even Sam can make steak. Do you know, that's kind of like all he can do.
But he doesn't.
He makes steak, and then he makes some peas and corn.
But hey.
Yeah.
But hey.
At
least he's cooking it.
At least he can do that. Cooking himself, man.
My husband is upset because he would like to eat like that, but knows that we can't afford it right now. He also said that he's stressed from some house issues that recently happened. We bought a house last year, and the furnace had to be replaced a few months ago, for example. He's been handling all of these problems, and I honestly didn't realize that he's been so stressed. Not that it justifies his actions, of course, and I told him so. And we have another update.
Man, let's go in.
Let's go.
Unless you have thoughts.
Just really quick.
Yeah.
You cannot take out your stresses on your partner.
No.
If you're going through stresses, here's a crazy idea. Maybe you can open up and share and say, hey, I've been really struggling with this.
Yeah.
And, ask for help, ask for some support. You could just be like, I just need to vent a little bit. I just need a hug. I don't know.
That's all I want. And maybe we can rearrange the budget and get a steak one night. Stop yelling at me when I try to get the steak, though.
Whoa, Sophia, these are too smart.
These
ideas
are too smart. They're too smart.
We need to dumb it down. We need to go back to make fancy meals, don't make fancy meals. Okay?
That's it.
Let's get into this update. 1 month later, I am still in shock about the way this post blew up. I honestly was just here to prove a point to my husband, and the post definitely did that and more. So when I showed him the post, he was shocked, angry for a minute, but then he read a few comments and then turned off his phone and acted like it didn't bother him. He didn't talk to me for the rest of the evening, and at night, I woke up to see him reading the comments again, but just went back to sleep. I didn't mention it, and the next morning, he was still really not talking much. That evening for dinner, when we sat at the table, he finally brought up the post. He asked me if I agreed with what the comments said. I just shrugged and said that, yes, I agreed with some of them. He was quiet after that, and while we were cleaning up, he apologized for his behavior. Then a few days later, he asked if we could start making dinner together every night.
What?
Are we seeing
Character
improvement?
growth?
Character growth?
Same thing.
It was a bumpy road at first, but honestly, after a week, we started enjoying it. And now a few weeks
Yay.
later, he's gotten much better and even made a few meals himself.
Yay!
The reason behind his behavior, he admitted, was because his mother has been trying to contact him lately. It's been stressing him out, and one time when she called him, she started talking trash about me, what else is new, and kept mentioning that I'm not feeding him well enough, that he was much happier when he was eating her food. Again, don't take this to your partner. Don't do that.
Stop it.
Honestly, I don't even know what she was trying to do. My husband apologized for it and said that he likes my cooking, but let her words get to him, and he is talking to his therapist about all this. By the way, you can talk to a therapist. That's an amazing thing to do. But you can't talk to a therapist 18 hours a day because that's very expensive unless you want to get into a lot of debt. What you could do to supplement your therapy is go to Spotify, Apple, or iHeart, or wherever you get your podcasts, search OK Storytime, and simulate these real life relationship scenarios. And gosh darn it, maybe just crack a smile in the process.
So true.
So true. So do that, or I will be angry.
And you don't want to see him when he's angry.
I will be furious. So make your boy. But let's get to the end of the story. That's really it. A lot of people asked for the update or for his reaction, lol, but there wasn't much. He handled it a lot better than I hoped. He even started joking about some of the comments a few weeks ago, and it's become somewhat of an inside joke. Thank you, Reddit, for helping us through this. Haha. Life is good. Hope you all have a good dinner tonight.
Heck yeah.
And that's it.
Heck yeah. Would you look at that? Would you look at that?
We take input and say, maybe there's something I can do to better myself and improve the relationship and do good by my partner.
Yeah. Whenever you have a partner saying, I can't, I just don't know how to cook, or I don't know how to, They can learn. And then it could be a fun little group activity. Yay.
Wow. Imagine that.
Imagine
Make it a date night
that. A little
sometime,
date
too.
night.
Have
Yeah.
a glass of red juice.
Ooh, red
It's really,
juice.
yeah. No, I like
Or
whenever I
white
have my
juice,
friends
you like
over,
that?
whenever I have my friends over for little dinner nights, I just put them work, you know? I'm like, hey, can you cut that? Can you stir that?
I've seen it.
Easy. Yeah.
I've witnessed this with my own eyes.
It's true.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, like a delicious meal that Sophia makes, this is all gone.
Because that's the end of the episode.
That's correct.
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.